So I will explain. So first, I would like you to state your name, class year, and major.
My name's Tiziana Miller. My class is 2021, and my major is exploratory.
Awesome. So what do you think this app is just by looking at the home screen?
We at the home screen, I guess it's like a mountain hiking app,
Okay, awesome.
like a game where you hike a mountain.
So it's not a game. It's actually a trail guide that recommends different hikes depending on what experience level you are at when it comes to hiking. So whether you're a beginner, novice, or expert, it's going to show you that information, just recommend different hikes based on what you think your level of hiking ability is.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, awesome. So I'm going to ask you a few questions before we move on to the next screen.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say this is mostly focused on New Hampshire also, mostly because that's the hikes I'm familiar with. So let's say you are, you've gone on a few different hikes before, you just reached this area, you want to go on maybe like a 5-hour hike. Which button would you choose? Which level?
Probably novice, since it seems like I went on a couple of hikes, but like maybe I'm not like a huge expert on them, so.
Awesome. What do you think the beginner level hikes would be like?
Trails that probably don't last too much more than like an hour or two, and that don't involve a lot of like tedious paths. Like it's a pretty clear-cut path that you can go through.
Yeah, awesome. And then what about expert?
Expert, I imagine it's more difficult. There's a lot more obstacles, and it could probably be like days worth of hiking. You probably need to know a lot of skills to do it.
Cool. What do you think the My Trips button would take you to?
It would take you to a record of the trips you've already done, and maybe like photos and stuff you've taken during those hikes.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and click on Novice because that's the page that I have done. Awesome. So it brings you to this page right here. Now, what do you think this is?
Oh, it's a list of trails.
Awesome. Now, go ahead and just talk me through everything with how you would choose a mountain.
I guess I would choose it based on which one I'm feeling up to. I mean, which one looks the most interesting. And maybe like those I am not familiar with, or maybe it has to do with like what area I'm specifically going to.
So this is all focused on New Hampshire, so it's all kind of focused around one area. So let's say a 30-mile radius within each other.
All right.
So you see these hearts on the screen. What do you think those do? Or when do you think you would click on those hearts?
Those would probably be like a like button, like for say, or like a favorite button. So if say you really like Basin Cascades, you'd click on it and it would show up under your favorites.
Okay, awesome. Is there anything that you think would be missing from this?
If you could like click on the trails, would you be able to get like pictures of the trail and like a description?
In the actual app, mostly because I'm not going to draw what the peaks of each one looks like for a prototype, this would actually show what the peaks of each mountain looks like. But sadly, this is just me drawing it out and trying to get a quick thing done.
That makes sense. I really don't see anything wrong with it. I guess the only thing I would recommend adding is like a check if you've already done it, but that could also just be under the My Trips thing. So,
okay, so we're gonna go ahead and click on Mount Morgan because that's personally one of my favorites.
Boop.
Awesome. So next page, that's gonna be last. Now you reach this page. What are you seeing?
I can see that the whole entire trail would last 7 hours. The distance is 40 miles, and the
4.0 actually.
4.0 miles. Sorry.
Don't worry.
And the elevation gain would be 1,430 feet. And I would also get more information about the trail, probably what's on it, and recommended gear, which is really nice.
So how do you think you could reach the recommended gear? Because it's not on the screen.
You click it.
Awesome. So that would bring you up to this tab. So, can you please tell me like what you're seeing, what you're feeling when you look at this page?
Oh, it would I feel like it's like a list of like recommended items, and if you have the items, you'll check off the little boxes, and it describes what you might need the items for, like a backpack in case, like to hold all your stuff, and a raincoat in case it rains, because it might be rainy there. 2 liters of water because you're gonna drink those, and based on what this little screen shows, you already have the raincoat in the backpack, but you just need to get 2 liters of water.
Okay, awesome. So, based on the information that you get here, is there anything that you think it's missing?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, cool. So, we are going to go back to the beginning. We're going to just take away everything right here and just go back to the beginning. So, if you can. Now, I'm going to display my trips actually. So those are not trips that you've actually done. I mean, it could be, but they're mostly trips that you have saved in the app. So that little heart icon, if you press that heart, those hikes would go straight into the My Trips list.
Oh.
Now, I see that was kind of confusing at first. Would there be any way for that to be less confusing?
I think a better, I think a different symbol would work, because, like, hearts are usually shown to, like, for, like, oh, I like this thing, and oh, I love this thing. I think a better thing would probably be, like, a box where you put, like, a check in if you click on it, or, like, a star.
Okay, cool.
But stars are also kind of confusing, so checkbox would be my personal.
Okay, I like that. So if you can please click on My Trips for me, we're going to get on to the next page. And then you enter this page, and please describe what you are seeing.
I'm seeing the trails I've already hiked, and how many miles how many miles I have hiked on those trails. Which for the first one's 8.9, the second one's 6.9, and the last one's 9.1, which means I may not have completed these trails.
They're all pretty tough trails. I'll have to say those are actually the actual mileage for each one's.
Oh. Sorry, I don't know the trails very well.
No, don't worry. So how do you think you would be able to interact with this page?
I would click on the different ones, and it'll probably show me like a screen that has like maybe pictures I took in from the trips, as well as the general information that was there like last time I clicked on it.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you a. Oh wait, never mind. One more question before we move on to the next part of the test. Do you feel like there is any information missing, or?
I was thinking about maybe we could have. You can have. What am I doing? Maybe you could have like a review section. Like for if other people have hiked those trails, they could write little reviews and post little pictures. That way you have a first-hand experience of what the trail might be like.
Awesome. So, I'm going to ask you a few more questions. First of all, just about the general app, not about the pages in general. So, first off, what did you like about the idea?
I like it because if I actually wanted to hike somewhere, I would not only be able to get like a list of like hiking, and even if I'm not that interested, even if I'm not like an experienced hiker, I could find a hike for my like level. And why am I looking down? I should like be looking you in the eyes when I'm talking.
Don't worry.
And I also really liked how it has like a list of things for you to bring. And I really like the My Trips feature. That's pretty cool how you can like save your trips like that.
Yeah, awesome. So one other question. How would you primarily use this app?
I primarily use this app if I wanted to plan like a hiking trip somewhere.
Awesome. What features would you want in an app like this?
I think I already told you about the reviews. That's all I can really think about adding to it. Maybe like a how many miles I've walked thing, and it doesn't really strike me as important. But yeah, reviews mainly.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Well, thank you.